Hi, I'm Marilyn Sanclementi of Stamp with Marilyn, and welcome to my creative playground. Tonight, I'm going to show you the stamp set Enduring Love, and it's got some beautiful masks with it. I'm going to show you how to use those masks and make some really, really pretty cards. And these would be great for Valentine's Day or a wedding or whatever, because they make beautiful roses. Thank you so much for stopping by tonight. Hopefully everybody can hear me. I think my microphone is on. And I tried something new. I turned my phone volume up. So hopefully that will help a little bit. So what I'm going to show you tonight is we have this beautiful, beautiful stamp set. And it's got this one very large stamp with the Enduring Beauty. Looks like this. And then it has a series of masks that go with it. And I'm going to show you how to use some of those to do these flowers. You can also just stamp these flowers and then color them in with blends as well. This is a piece that I stamped on Peacock, and I used white ink and then embossed it with white embossing powder and then cut that out and put that on some of the Forever Love paper with a little bit of gold underneath. And then this is another one that I did, and I used Sweet Sorbet, and then I used real red. And actually the red didn't come out as dark as I thought it would, and then I forgot about the center of the flowers, and those got stamped in red. So next time I'll have to know to not do those in red, to do those in yellow or something else. So anyway, so let's get started. Let's start with a piece of white. And let me move these up a little bit so that you can see. I'm working on getting better about moving up. Because I am so short, I have a tendency to work down here, and you guys can't see. So I'm working on pulling my chair in, and I will try and work up here. Now there's a couple different ways to do this. Oops, oh boy, it's really stuck to the glass. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I do want to put some paper down. And the reason why, you'll see in a second why I want to put some paper down, even though I have my gorgeous glass mat to do. So this one I stamped with red ink before I started coloring it with the masks. And so you can see the ink comes through. And you can see the red ink on the leaves, the veins of the leaves, and things like that. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to try what's called a no ink. We'll see how that goes. So let's see. So what I used for that before, oh my gosh, there it is. Found it. Okay. I used crumb cake and I stamped off using crumb cake, so it was very, very light so that the ink kind of disappears and you really only see the ink when you're looking at it very closely, but it helps you line the masks up. So that's why I wanted to use that. So when you're doing what's called no-line stamping with a project like this, you can use a lighter ink. You could use a yellow. You could use a lighter ink and just stamp off as well. So that's what I'm going to do. So let me stand up here. There we go. And as you can see, I have a very, very light image. And so what I did was I did use the crumb cake and I stamped off for that. So I was going to do two variations of this today. And let me put these like this so people can see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my inks over here. I'm going to pull out some blending brushes. I've got this one that I've been using on green, you can probably tell. This one I've been using on pinks. And I have two that I used on red for this card. And okay, so what I want to do is you want to start with the lightest ink first. And I also want to, let's see, I'm going to put just a touch of adhesive on here to keep this in place. I'm going to use this, actually this one might be a good one to use. This one's got kind of pinks in it too. So I'm going to start with that for the pink. So what you want to do when you're doing this technique is you want to use the lightest color first, and you start, the masks are all numbered. They have this little mark on them, and I'll show you that in a second, what you're going to do with that. And I'm actually going to move that out of the way because that will be in the way. And you want to start with the lightest color first because that's going to cover the most area. And the way this works is you line this up with the flowers. Oops. You have it there? It takes a minute to get it lined up. There we go. All right, got it. So this part covers the whole base of the flower. So you want this to be what you want your petals. I put a piece of tape up here. This is that little notch, and you're just going to mark that because that's going to help you line it up as you do each piece. And there are 5 sets of masks that we're going to do. And first I'm going to start with Bubble Bath because that's my lightest color. And as you can see, I've got the flowers highlighted here. The leaves are kind of hidden, but I do have the flowers going. Try this again here. And this is a really light color, so, okay. So you can go around in circles, you know, it's how you want it. There we go. Now we're getting some. So I'm going to use a combination of this and the Fresh Freesia to do the little bit darker color. And I have done it a couple times with this and then the Berry Bliss, but the Berry Bliss looks really nice with the bubble gum, but it is so much darker that it actually looks a little too dark, I think, but that's pretty. I love that color. Okay, so this is mask number 1. There we go. And I think I have that pretty well filled in. And as you can tell, some areas are a little bit lighter, but that's the way leaves look too. So I'm going to pull this mask off, and I'm going to take my tape off, and I'm just going to use a wipe. There we go, and that's mask number 1. Put that over there. Okay, I will go from left to right. Okay, this is mask number 2. There's little numbers up here. And again, you're going to line this up. And as you can see, this one is the leaves. So I'm going to line that up. So I've got it lined up with that notch. And and then you just have to slide it just a little bit. And it will fit. Okay, and where'd that tape go? There we go. Okay, and now this is the leaves. So I'm going to put my bubble gum away. There's my Highland Heather, which I'm going to use next. And first I have I'm using Lemon Lime Twist in Granny Apple Green for the leaves. And I think that gives us a nice contrast with the leaves. Okay, and I did use this green earlier. Okay, so I'm just going to rub this now. This is the Lemon Lime Twist, so I want to do a little bit lighter. And I'm going to do the leaves. Oh, and the other thing that you have to be careful with this is, that's what I need to do. I do need to pull my bubble bath out. I will put the bubble bath over here so that I don't confuse it. And I have a narrower brush here because there are 3 buds. Oh, I did it again. I did it a little while ago and I did it again. There's 3 buds. There's one here, there's one here, and there's one here for the roses. So this one will just be a leaf. But I gotta remember to do that. I should write myself a little note on this mask so that I know. Do the buds first before you do the leaves. Okay, there we go. So let's go back to doing our leaves now. So as you can see, this gives you a really nice kind of yellowy green for the leaves, a bright. I think of bright leaves like this as spring leaves because, you know, the trees are blooming, the leaves are a little bit brighter in the spring, and then they kind of fade and then turn darker, you know, as the summer goes on and then into fall. But okay, so there's our green. There we go. And now you'll see that you really can't see the stamped image, or the stamped image is starting to fade away because I used crumb cake stamped off. Okay, so there is number 2. So number 3, this is the detail for the flowers. So I'm going to line this up here, and then I'm going to line it up, and you can see with the flowers it fits all the little lines that are stamped as part of the flower. And so now I'm going to use Highland Heather. So I can put this away now. Or I'm sorry, not Highland Heather. I'm going to use Fresh Freesia because that's between Bubble Bath and Highland Heather. Okay, so I used this for the Bubble Bath, and so let's use this for the Fresh Freesia. Oh, that's pretty. I think this will be pretty with it. I don't think I've done this combination, to be honest. I don't remember doing this combination. I did a whole bunch of these cards, as a lot of you know. I spent December in Richmond with my sister, and I had the masks with me, and I was playing with them, and I cannot find what I did for the life of me. So this afternoon, I was like, where did I put all that? And I couldn't find it. So I'm like, well, I'll just start over again, recreate the wheel. So I'll find them tomorrow. Okay, there we go. So now, when you take this off, so there's the detail. Oh, that's pretty. Actually, I think this would be really pretty with the Berry Burst. Oh, maybe I'll try that one next. Yeah, that would be really pretty with the Berry Burst. Okay, so we wipe that off. And now we're going to do the detail of the leaves. So we're going to line that little mark up. Oops, here we go. There we go. And then we're going to line this up with the leaves. Ooh, wow, that's way off. No, there we go. Got it. Okay, that works better. And then what you'll see here is there's also the stems. So what I did for the stems was I have the Granny Apple, oh, I'm sorry, that's Light Olive. Blends, and I used the fine tip end, and I just went over where the stems are. Because getting in, these are really, really narrow, and getting in there for the stems is really, really hard with the blending brush. So I just found that's easier to do it this way. Okay, so again, I've got the actually three rose buds, but this one I already did with green. So I'm going to take the Fresh Freesia. I'm going to go over that, just those rose buds first. And now we'll go over with the Granny Apple Green. You know, you can choose a single color, but if you're going to use the mask, you want to do it very lightly the first time, because you definitely want the second time to be darker, because that's going to show, like this is going to show the veins on the leaves. And when we just did the other one, you know, we got the veins on the flowers. There we go. Okay, let's wipe that down. If you're close to a sink, you could also run this underwater too. Okay, so the last piece that we have is, this is the center of the flowers. So actually, okay, let me line that. Oops, do I have that? No, it's upside down. Oh, no, it's not. It's not. Yeah, it was upside down. Okay, there we go. Now I got the center of the flowers lined up. Okay. So if you want to, I could take the berry burst, which I have here, and I could do the center of the flowers with the berry burst. That's going to really make them pop. There we go. Okay. Oop. And there is our first set of flowers. Now the other thing that you can do is you can stamp with Memento ink and color with blends, like you do any of the other flowers that we have. But what you can see now is you can't see the lines. I mean, I can see the lines, but they're very, very faint, and you really can't see the lines. So this would be the no line version of this. I have a berry burst piece, and I have a Highland Heather. Which one would look best with this? Ooh. Wow, I thought I cut that smaller. Okay. Oh, I need to trim this down. I haven't trimmed that down. Love Endured, Adored designer paper that's in the Celebration catalog, and it's got all that gorgeous gold embossed pieces. So it's really pretty. Okay, so did I do the pink, or should I do the purple? Okay. I have also used the Flirty Flamingo with the berry burst, and that's very pretty too. That's a really pretty color combination. I didn't realize I cut such a wide margin there. Usually I don't cut a wide margin like that. Okay. Okay, so then I would put this on here. It takes a little bit. I think the more you play with it, the better it looks. So I felt like when I was doing it at my sister's house that I was actually ended up getting a better look, but I don't know. I can't find those pieces. So anyway. Okay, so let's put this like this. There we go. That's pretty. Let's try the berry burst and the the Highland Heather. I think we should do Highland Heather or the fresh, maybe the fresh freesia. Actually, the fresh freesia looks, I think that actually coordinates better. Okay, let me put the two greens together. We're going to use these two pinks, or the fresh freesia is kind of a pink and a purple. And There's the Berry Burst, so we'll put that up there. Okay, and so we want another piece of white. And this one, I'm going to use the Berry Burst background, and then I embossed a couple of different pieces of white earlier. So I used that new tulip. Isn't that beautiful? Look at how detailed that is. If I trim that down just a tad, that would be really pretty. Okay, so let's use that as our base. I'm going to trim that down a little bit. Shouldn't have opened my inks yet. Why do I always do everything out of order? Okay. Trim just a little bit off one side. And that's the piece I'm stamping on. Okay. Okay, so this will go on here when we're done. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to use the fresh freesia to outline as the outline. This embossing folder is the new one. It's in the new mini catalog, and it's the, I think it's the tulip, but isn't it gorgeous? It's really pretty. Okay. Need to make a list of my to-dos for tomorrow. Okay, put that over there. So I think that that a lot of this is going to kind of soak in, because I'm just going to put just a dab of tape there. Okay, and I'm going to move this one up a little bit because I don't want to get it confused with that other mark that I made. And okay, so here's number 1. And did I turn that upside down? Is that it? There it is. Okay, so I did do it upside down. Yeah, because now it's fitting into the flowers. Okay, yep, there we go. Now it fits around the flowers. So you just have to play with it. And I did do this one upside down. Okay, so this one I am going to put the tape right there. And my little tick mark is going to be down here, which you can't see because it's off. It's on my part of the page down here. Okay, there we go. And, oops, it's still a little bit off. Let me pull that up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Got it. Okay, so now I'm going to get all that Berry Burst off of here because that was the last thing that I used. And I want to go with the lighter color, which is the Fresh Freesia, which was the medium color that we used a few minutes ago. Okay, and I always like to start over here to make sure that I don't get a blob. That's pretty. Okay, I like that. I feel like I have a nice coloring there. It's not too dark. It's not too light. because you really don't want the colors to all be the same either, because you want that to you want the shading to show through. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this way. And this is the leaves and the buds. So the first thing I'm going to do is do the buds. Oh, here comes Smokey. She wants to say hello to everybody. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. Okay, I've got one bud, which I missed earlier. I've got 2 buds and 3 buds. It almost might work to put like a, take a Post-it note and put it along the edge there for that. Okay, so now we're going to use the light Granny Apple Green, which is what? Lemon Lime Twist. That's it. There we go. And we'll wash that off a little bit. Okay. Oh boy, shoot. Just got that out of sink. There we go. Okay, that's better. Okay, so this is Lemon Lime Twist, which is the lighter version of Granny Apple Green. And that off. Oh, that's pretty. I think I'm going to like this one better than the bubble gum, or the bubble bath. Why do I always want to call it bubble gum and not bubble bath? Okay, get rid of that tape. Okay, so now we've got the detailed one. So this is going to go down here. Okay, so now I'm going to use the Berry Burst, which is dark. So I want to work that off a little bit. Oh wow, that's pretty. Oh, I do like this color combination better. Okay, so Fresh Freesia and Berry Burst. I'm liking that a lot. And we're going to bring this guy down, and this is the detail of the leaves and the blooms, the blossoms. Okay, let's get one part lined up and then the other part's not lined up. Okay, there we go. That looks good. Okay, so I'm going to do just these little blossoms. Ooh, that one will be dark. That'll have a dark highlight to it. Okay, and like I said, I'm going to take this and just trace the stems here. Did I get them all? There's one. Okay. That's great. Okay. Sometimes these smaller brushes are really good for getting into the finer places there. Okay, and I want to leave the berry burst out because we're going to do the center. Oh, that's pretty. I really like that. Okay, so again, this is the no line. And what time is it? I was going to say, how much time do we have? Do we have enough time to do one more? Okay, so this goes like this. And wait a minute. Got it backwards. There we go. Goes like that. It's almost too bad that this is the last step, because I feel like this should almost be the first step, so that you can do it in a different, you can do it in a yellow, but then I guess you wouldn't be able to do the leaves. You wouldn't be able to get as much detail in the leaves either. And this is the piece that we just did. Oh, that's pretty. Now let's do, so we have a piece of basic white. Put this on. That's really pretty. Okay. Oops. Yeah. I'm going to put a banner here. And let's do one on this one too. So which message is this? You mean so much to so many. Let me do that. Okay. And let's do one on this. Die. It also cuts out a whole bunch of these little tiny flowers. So I'm thinking that those would be pretty to decorate. Put that there. And let's put this here. And I'm wondering if I should use some of these flowers to decorate, or if I should use some embellishments. I got out, so for this one, I used those peacock embellishments that are really pretty. That there's actually two different sets that I found. I used this one. It's part of this, where it's peacock and petal pink gems, and they've got that gold, the flickers of gold in them. And then I found these a little while ago, and I thought, ooh, actually that pink would look really good. And then this one, I used the metal, the one that's gold, brass, and copper on that. And let's do the pink. The pink would be pretty for that. My glue's probably dried out. There we go. Oops. And let's see. Let's put it over here. Okay. So how do those look? Are those good? So this is the no line. I didn't do anything with the, you know, stamping the image and stamping the line. I wish I could find those other pieces. If I find those other pieces, I will take pictures tomorrow and put them out on my site. So this is the no line. This is the Bubble Bath and Fresh Freesia, and then Berry Burst. And this one is Fresh Freesia, Berry Burst, and Berry Burst, and then the 2 different shades of green. This one is Sweet Sorbet in Real Red, and then this one is on the Peacock, and I stamped in white and embossed in white. So just something a little bit different. So thank you so much for stopping by. If you're not on my mailing list, go out to stampwithmarilyn.com and you can sign up for my mailing list. Do you like the red one, Rose? The bottom right? Yeah, I like that too. I really like that one. Yeah. Okay, great. And I will see you all soon. Take care.